Hey, stick around for the end of this video since I have something important to say, that or read the comments because I'm sure someone's going to mention it here. Alright, so Riot just announced a remake system for League of Legends, and personally this is one of my most demanded systems of all time. Basically put, it is a system that will allow you to remake or leave a game in case you had a DC at the start of the game. I've always despised the idea of losing games because of things outside of anyone's control, such as server issues, DCs, and so on. I've also despised having to play games that were basically pointless. In the background, you can see some stream footage of me playing a game where my Skarner opponent was DC'd for the entire game and never even actually reconnected. Even as an opponent, I felt upset because I finally got to play jungle and I played someone I've been wanting to get a chance to play, but because of a DC, I missed my chance to have a proper game. Anyhow, the reason for this video is to spread the news about it, but also to bring up the fact that, while I'm happy we have it, it seems Riot is going to implement it with two severe flaws. So far, the system works like this. If a player is DC'd or AFK for 90 seconds at the 3-minute mark and there has been no first blood, then the players in the 4-man team can vote to remake the game. All the players have to cast their vote within 1 minute by typing /remake, and it needs at least 2 out of the 4 players to agree to remake. If the vote is successful, then you get to end the game, which then takes you to the endgame screen, and no one loses any IP, LP, or XP, and obtains any wins or losses. Only the person who never connected will be punished for this. As a bonus to the system, any pre-mades at Diamond will also suffer the penalties in order to prevent any abuse of the system. Basically, if you're dual queuing, tri-queuing, or whatever with someone who DCs and never connects, then you will also suffer the loss penalty. This is to prevent obvious collusion from a group of players to avoid losses and game the system. A fear was that they would ask one of the group members to eat the penalties while the others suffered nothing because they disagreed with a non-group teammate or were afraid of their opponents or something else that was petty. At face value, this sounds good, right? However, I hope some of you were able to catch the severe flaws in the system. I want to compare this to Dota 2. In Dota 2, if someone does not connect during the initial load-in check, then the game never even starts. If someone does not connect or DCs during Champion Select, the game is also dropped. If someone disconnects before First Blood, you can leave with no penalty after 5 minutes, although if they never connected in the first place, you can just leave. Even after First Blood, if someone is disconnected for 5 minutes, then you can still leave with no lever buster penalties, but you still take the loss. The thing is that the system also has a pause feature to let you wait for those 5 minutes to give someone a chance to reconnect or to avoid any risk of First Blood occurring and unfairly getting a loss. The assumption is that some people just don't want to waste their time slowly losing the game. In the League system, two things stand out: the First Blood rule and the voting system. The First Blood rule is not wholly unreasonable, but it can be abused. Basically, without a pause system, League system is problematic. The team who is down a person basically has to play super safe and avoid taking any opportunities, or they run the risk of nullifying their vote chance. They are now more vulnerable to early invasions. Any aggressive champions they picked have to start slower, and you can be at a disadvantage if you played safely, but then your teammate reconnected just in time. Hell, your opponents can be real assholes and force a First Blood by tower diving as a sort of investment to keep you in the game. You can believe people wouldn't do that kind of shit, but people's desire to win at all costs can cost them their integrity at times. I can't believe I'd actually have to be worried about my own teammates managing to reconnect into a game. Again, this wouldn't be much of a problem if there was a pause feature of some kind. Even then, I wouldn't have such a problem if I at least could leave even with a loss after we realize the person is never coming back after First Blood. The other issue is the voting system. The game will not end unless 2 people vote yes. It should never even be up for a vote. I know the vote required is pretty low, all things considering, but one person shouldn't be held hostage because the others in the group are ridiculously optimistic about their chances. I don't care if winning a 4v5 is possible, I simply don't want to play this type of game, period. The vote shouldn't matter. I figure Riot really wants to avoid abuse, but the pre-made penalty should dampen this if it is extended to lower divisions. Now again, I'm happy this system is coming into place finally, and I fully admit that few people will avoid voting to stop a game, but I am worried that this is a system that isn't fairly being implemented. We'll see what happens, and it is definitely a step in the right direction. I'm just hoping Riot is open to making swift, dramatic changes if the need arises. Anyhow, before anyone asks, why a video on this topic? At first, I wasn't even going to make a video at all because I don't have the energy to, but I figured this one was a simple one to make since it's also a topic I really do care about. Sunday night or Monday morning, I was hospitalized due to having a severe headache that made it impossible to stand straight and even walk, and I even went blind in my left eye. I got treated and given medications that swiftly helped my condition, which was an untreated illness for over half a year, which I didn't even know I had. I'm better now, but the side effects of the whole thing and the medicine is extreme levels of fatigue and dampened breathing. Basically put, I'm not working at full capacity. I'm well now, just I'm very tired. That's why there weren't any videos in the last 2 days. And if there is a slowdown for the next few days on the channel, you'll know why. Thank you for the continued support. I'm hoping I get better soon so I can get right back to work and making more videos. Also, I hope you don't mind, but I still have to attach the sponsors to the end of this video. Alrighty guys, I've restarted my Teespring campaign and my voice check t-shirts are once again available. Click the link in the description below to take a good look at them and decide if you want to obtain one for yourself. My channel is made possible by the help of sponsors like Loot Crate and Crunchyroll and the continued support of fans like you. Click the links in the description below to check out my sponsors and make sure to give a like and leave a comment below to help stimulate the growth of the channel.